Welcome back to another epic home studio tour. Today we're gonna go check out a house that was built in 1899. That's right, 1899. It's a 3,000 square foot home where the whole bottom part of the entire house is being used as a studio, a production studio for producer, engineer, and artist Dex Green. Dexter's a great dude. He's been producing and engineering records for other artists for the last several decades and really got a cool setup here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's called Three Sirens, and the latest record that he's finished in this studio is called Imaginary War. You can find it, look up Dex Green, Imaginary War. It's a really cool record. I really love it. I'll put a link to it down in the description if you want to check it out. Lastly, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on this channel and hit the like button. It's a great way and free way to support these videos and this channel so that you can see more stuff just like this. And if you want to go the extra mile and support the channel, go to andrewmastersmusic.com, schedule a consultation with me, buy some drum samples. There's a bunch of stuff on there. Go check it out. I'll put a link to it down in the description. And let's go check out this home studio.
So this was built in 1899. We had been looking around for a spot to set up shop and build our own little creative community and label, and we saw this place and it's kind of like, this is it. So we've turned the whole downstairs into a recording studio, bedrooms upstairs, and yeah, man, this is our little Shangri-La. This is Scott Guyon. Actually, all the art in the house was made by Scott Guyon, who's an amazing visual artist and musician, and all around amazing cat. New Orleans transplant. He's done all kind of stuff. You've probably seen some of his work in Berry Hill. He painted all the portraits in the neighborhood over there.
Wow.
He's done Jazz Fest posters. We set the control room up in the den. Mm-hmm. We set the drums up in the former dining room, so drums for dinner. Actually, that's just like the live room we're tracking. We have bass in there and guitar. Yeah. This is the keyboard corner over here. We cut holes in the floor and wired up stuff underneath and through the basement to get into the control room. There's actually guitar amps downstairs. We can mic up guitars down there. Yeah.
Now, outside of the layout of the studio, what are you doing in here? Because you have a background in production and writing. Yeah. And you just released a record. And is that whole thing done here? Yeah.
I made the record here, played all the instruments myself. Yeah, I've been producing for something years. And I figured, after all this time making records, for other people, it's kind of like, let me make one for myself. And yeah, I did it all here. But yeah, I run the studio, and we're not like a commercial studio, but we'll let our friends and family use it, or people in the community.
How did you like working on it here, as opposed to wherever you were doing stuff before?
Man, I love the home studio vibe, and I've been working out of home studios for the most part. I mean, every now and then I'll do a record at like Sound Emporium or something like that, but man, I just love being in I sort of learned how to do this shit in my bedroom, and it's just kind of an extension of that,
Yeah.
I like the idea of, you're not staring at the clock and spending $1,000 a day, and we've got to get all this stuff done, and creating pressure, and we just like to let it be loose. So we sort of turned this into the keyboard corner. This is my old Baldwin 70s piano that I've had for ages. Great little rock and roll piano. We got our M1 organ, and that's wired up through the floor. There's a Leslie cabinet in the basement.
Oh, sick.
So that's always mic'd up down there. Little amp storage. These are just kind of extras. Every now and then, if we're doing something piano-centric, we kind of it's one of those situations, because this is all so connected with the drums, and here you'll see, if we want to get a really good sound of piano take, it usually has to be when the drums aren't going.
Yeah.
So these are sometimes if we want to throw down a scratch and come back and, get a take with the real thing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah. We've done acoustic guitars. We've done whole band performances in here. We did some stuff with Luck Reunion, where we had whole groups performing here and kind of had a live audience in the other room.
The thing I keep being amazed by is just the size of this place. This is, you said, 1890s?
1899, yeah.
I don't know if you can tell on video, but the height in here, these got to be 10 foot at least.
Yeah, I think
ceilings.
it's 10 or 11 foot ceilings.
Big,
something
beautiful
like that.
chandeliers, tall windows.
Yeah.
It feels incredible. And these are old original doors?
Yep, pocket doors.
God, look at that.
Original. They kind of work when they want to.
Man, that is so cool. Oh, okay, so drum room.
Drum room. Yep. Tracking room, drum room.
I love drums.
Man,
I
same
love
here,
drums.
Dude. I love to record some drums. We were set up left-handed for our last session. You know, all these are windows, and we went and filled those in and hung treatments just to kind of, you know, we treated it all.
Oh, nice.
Kind of like clean it up sonically and
Yeah.
try not to annoy the neighbors too much.
Is this all like stuff you've been collecting over the years? You got a
Yeah.
lot of good stuff in here, man.
Yeah, that's my drum kit that I actually inherited from my good bud Patrick Keeler from the Raconteurs and the
sick.
Greenhorn. And then we have, there's a couple of kits in here, but that's one that we use most of the time, honestly.
You like the open head most of the time?
I like that, man. I'm a big fan of the old front head off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were tracking the other day, and yeah, the drummer, Julian's left-handed. I don't know, you might have seen him playing with like Eagles of Death Metal.
Oh, sick.
And various other artists. He's awesome. So yeah, we got a little guitar station over here. Usually if we're tracking like a full band, we'll have the guitar player kind of parked over here somewhere. This deluxe is actually wired up to go downstairs. We have a handful of cabinets down there.
Nice.
But you can swap that out for anything. We have a whole house full of Fenders. We're kind of one big happy Fender family around here for the most part.
This is like the most relatable shot right here.
Every engineer can relate to that.
The old 421,
The
duct tape, and zip tie.
the worst design in microphone history, the old 421.
Well, that's how you know the mic is good.
Yeah.
Is when you put up with the clip, you know,
Yeah.
that doesn't work.
That clip, man. So you think after all this time that somebody would, man, let's redesign this clip. But
What was the kind of the sound you guys were going for with this setup?
actually, we were rocking out the other day. We were doing some like, you know, heavy guitars and getting kind of, you know, getting the loud rock and roll going. Got the old D112 in there. We got this Steger mic that we love. I think it's the SR1. Matt Steger makes amazing ribbons, and this thing moves around position-wise. Sometimes we use it as the, whatever you call it, kind of cross sheet mic. It also does really well in the like sub-departments, so sometimes we leave it down there for that.
Sure.
But it's great on vocals, great on drums,
Oh,
guitars.
cool.
It's kind of does it all.
What pre do you like it on?
Let's see, I think we were just running that through the old, just regular API preamps.
Like
yeah.
312 or something?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we have a couple of Neves in there that have EQ, 1073 Brent Averill style. We usually use those on the kick and snare and everything else, usually API. Or the, what's the undertone audio ones? We've got like 12 of those now. We really like those on really anything.
Tell me a little bit about working on this record, how this studio sort of played into it, because I've been listening to it in preparation for the video, and it's such a cool energy and sound and feeling. Days fly by.
Days fly by, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's good.
That was sort of the one, that was the catalyst for the record. I think that was the first one I wrote. I was like, I think that's something. I think I can build off that. That song started right in here on the drum kit. It wasn't one of those, I mean, this whole record was not, you know, a record where I sat down on an acoustic guitar and like wrote a bunch of songs. It was sort of like, I kind of wrote it as like I wanted to be, like make a band record almost, but I wanted to be the band and the writer and the singer. Days Fly By just started out on the drums, man. I just started like making beats until I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. And I just go in there and started jamming with myself. That's really how it evolved, you know. I mean, the idea was this record, again, was to try and get away from the like singer-songwriter method of doing it.
Yeah.
And kind of just make something that was sort of a one-man band-centric type of thing.
And did you say you didn't play any guitars in it?
I didn't play guitar, and guitar is like home base to me. That was sort of kind of my first real instrument. I dabble on all of them, but yeah, sort of like as I was making this record, I realized, I don't know, halfway through it that I hadn't picked up a guitar yet.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, am I gonna? And after a certain point, I was like, well, there's no guitar on this record, you know. It's very, very bass and drums centric sound, you know, topped with acoustic piano, Wurlitzer, Mellotron, Juno, that kind of thing. So yeah, it was sort of a challenge to try and walk away from the guitar and get myself out of some of like my own patterns, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good exercise.
Yeah.
Good challenge too.
Yeah, it was really fun just to spend, you know, I'm no Herbie Hancock on the piano, but
Sure.
it was fun just to like spend more time at the keyboard.
But you do have some kick-ass guitars.
Yeah, we got some.
Play them.
Yeah, yeah. Next record will be guitar record. But yeah, man, you know, this is like my This is my first love. This is my first real guitar that my mother got me when I was like 14, 15. You know, it's a kind of hacked up Gibson 345 that I put the Bigsby on, and you know, the headstock's been broken like 10 times, so now it's like it's straight. You know. But yeah, so it doesn't leave the house. But yeah, that's my first real guitar. I love Gibsons.
Yeah. So Gibson guitars, Fender amps.
Gibson guitar, Fender amps. You know, I like the Tele too. I actually got this off one of my really close friends passed away, and this was his main Tele. His name was Paul Gordon. He played in the B-52s. He was kind of like their keyboard and guitar auxiliary guy, singer. And so when he passed, I bought that from his family. And I put a Bigsby on it because I put Bigsby's on every guitar I have, because I'm always like trying to figure out what to do with my right hand. I was like, I gotta have something. You know.
That's hilarious.
Got a little percussion world. You can always.
How long do you spend on percussion?
Man.
You cut some drums, because I feel like when you go to reach for percussion, it's either like, I just need this thing, and then it's like 2 days later.
Yeah, totally, yeah, man. Yeah, the percussion's the key to getting it over the top, man. You know, can't go without your shakers and tambourines and lamb nails, nail of lamb and whatever crazy shit, you know.
Yeah, you got a lot of cool stuff, and in some sense, like, anything can be percussion.
Yeah, that's right. Anything.
All right, man. It's cool, like the clash of, you know, the studio world and then kind of this old fireplace in the rooms, tall ceilings, cool chandeliers. I wonder, did you bring any of these chandeliers in, or were some of these here?
This one was already here, and it was down low, so we jacked that one up, and then we did hang like 3 other chandeliers that we brought in ourselves. So we did a little bit of handiwork in here. I with the help of a buddy, I did hang these panels up there, but I had to have somebody that actually knew what he was doing, how to measure that stuff. And
yeah, that's
get the
crazy.
lasers out, you know.
Very cool. So you loving the sound of this room?
Man, it's really, the treatment really helped. I mean, it was already cool. It had a little bit of that, you know, slap happy drywall vibe, but now it's like, you know, it's a little more controlled. We can do, you know, we can sing in here, we can do strings in here. It's, you know, it's a lot more multi-purpose now.
Big giant curtains and a lot of rugs.
Yeah, a lot of rugs.
Rugs on rugs.
Yeah, it kind of all helps. Although I will say I did have some, the company that we purchased all these panels from, GIK down in Atlanta, they did help me kind of like strategically place these things in a way that, you know, I'm not an acoustician at all, or whatever you call it. But yeah, they helped me figure out where to put them. Did
the diffusers on the ceiling come from them too?
Yep, all GIK, yep. Yeah, man, Scott Guyon art all the way down.
This is so rad.
This wall wasn't here when we got in the house. We put that up so that we could make a vocal booth, so we could get a little separation in case, you know, we wanted to try and get some live takes and all that, and separation from the drums. But bathrooms are there, vocal booth in here.
Oh man, the paint in the booth too.
Yeah, Scott just kept going. We just sort of like gave him a few ideas to go off and just let him do his thing. But yeah, you got your old tried and true SM7 set up, ready to go. We got the Corby over here. That's a 251 capsule. I work a lot with Joe Costa, who's an amazing engineer and mixer. And Joe does a lot of records with Ben Folds, and Ben was selling some gear, and we bought this Corby off Ben. But the capsule comes off, you can trade them out.
Oh, cool.
So we have a 251 capsule, and there's a 47 capsule we can trade it out with.
Oh, they did the kitchen too.
Yep,
God,
we kept
this
going.
kitchen, this thing is incredible.
Yep, that's the hang spot.
I would probably do most of my like morning work in here.
Yep, that's my spot down there at the end, hanging out in there.
Yeah, perfect. Man, just walking in between the rooms is so rad. Oh yeah, this is huge.
Yeah, another GIK room that we actually had a buddy come in and help us get this thing right. He had to like come in and get the CAD drawings going and all that to really make it a proper control room. But I really like the sound in here. I feel like I can mix and walk outside of here and basically hear what I'm hearing, you know.
You got a lot of great gear and engineering stuff here. How much of what you do is engineering?
A lot, yeah. I mean, I engineer And when I can build it in, I like to bring my friend Joe, I was telling you about, to come in and help me. But I also, I'm fine being a one-man show when I need to be.
Yeah.
But it's always more fun when you can have your buds, helping out and working on a record. But I'm always engineering and writing and playing and sort of, wearing the different hats.
So we got a big fat patch bay here, a couple of Apollos.
Yeah, we started out on Apollos, and now those are basically just DSP boxes.
Yeah.
We've got an HD rig now.
So you got the Lynx Aurora.
Got the Lynx.
HD.
Yep.
Get this big box here.
Yep, API box.
How long you had that?
We got that right before COVID. Actually, when we got in here, we sort of like designed the whole room around the box, just to be able to sort of have a best of both worlds, you know. Be able to have some analog panning and summing and a center section, and there's 4 preamps on that thing too. Yeah, but we dig it. It's kind of the perfect little console for this room. A couple of Neves, rack of APIs, and the burls.
Oh yeah.
Stressors. Have you ever seen these guys, the Cush audio stuff?
No, I'm not familiar. I have seen them, but I've never. I've also heard great things about them.
Yeah, he makes some cool stuff, man. I like those compressors. I use them on drums all over my record, and they're a little complicated, but they can do a lot of stuff. They can kind of like run the gamut of modeling different compressors and all that. Do you tend to record compression in? No, I usually set them up on like a hardware insert in Pro Tools.
Yeah.
That way I can sort of like, honestly, I don't do that much stuff going in. I just
Pre's.
Yeah, just
Mics.
pre's and leave myself options to shape and sculpt after,
Well, I get the sense that you did some cool stuff on the record that you made in here, because it's got all sorts of grit and saturation and fun tones. Nothing like out of the like wildly experimental, but it just has like a cool sound to it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That I know is not just a pre.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love plugins. I like Pro Tools. I like doing all that stuff. I made the record all in Pro Tools. There's no like tape machines or anything like that. Although a lot of the stuff that influenced me sonically on that record was coming from 70s funk and R&B kind of stuff, where they probably were on tape and all that, of course. But dude, I'm happy in Pro Tools. I mean, I like tape and all that too, but I'm usually doing a bunch of things at one time, and it's kind of hard to be able to just like do that on tape and just go from project to project,
Mm-hmm. Got some classic Genelecs here.
Got the old Genelecs, yep.
Do you do mixing too?
Yeah, I mix.
Did you mix that record?
I did. That was
in here on these?
Right here, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that was a one-man effort. I did have a friend join me on a couple of background vocals, but I played everything, engineered it, wrote it, and mixed it all right here.
Is that a big sub back there?
Yep, got the sub back there. Yep, I leave it on all the time. Kind of found the magic setting and just left it there.
Yep. All right, and then I think super relatable and hilarious is this TV situation here. Just,
you like the TV stand?
Yeah, I'm like, is that gonna fall?
Yeah. The old vinyl records reverb thing, that you think, oh, I'm gonna get that, and it's gonna get used all the time, and now it's a TV stand. There's probably a plug-in that does something like it.
Heck yeah, man. All right, you got some extra keys in here. So are these kind of like always hooked up? Or you got a little mixer, I see?
Yeah, man. I kind of got all these plugged in, ready to go. Got the old
Chroma console
going on the aux of the mixer, so that way if you want to mix in some weird stuff, it's ready to go.
Oh yeah.
I love that thing. I got that, I guess they released it in December, and I was probably one of the first batches to go out, and that thing kind of helped me finish my record, honestly. I love that thing.
You got a 106 here. Would you have this kind of like outfitted?
Yes,
what's the deal with
so
this
that was
thing?
another one I was telling you about, my friend who passed away, where I got the telly from. That was his Juno, Paul Gordon, and he had that thing redone, and they changed the lights on it and all that stuff. That's how he got the blue instead of the red.
So this is all set up, keyboards. Is the Whirly also?
Yeah, Whirly's
connected?
also going through there. Yep.
So you got the 4 keyboards piped to this mixer, summing it down to a couple channels.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you said the Chroma console is...
So I have this Chroma console just on the little stereo aux of the mixer.
Yeah.
So I can just kind of like throw it on any of these you know.
Okay, so is that comes up on like its own return then?
Yeah,
And
that's
it's a
right.
Blend.
Yeah, totally. So you can like. So. Yeah, control the amount of effects on the mixer and. Yeah, I love that
so
thing.
Cool.
Yeah, I love that thing on all these synths, man. I'm a sucker for this cassette tape thing.
Oh, just instant.
Yeah, it's just Vibe City. And the old Little Fatty, Sub City.
I don't know if I've seen this one before. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure when they came out with that one. The old Whirly, you know, I got like a little delay and reverb channel going through that thing too, where you can like, this old kind of Memory Man type of pedal. That's Alexander. And then I love this thing. This is,
Is that reverb?
yeah,
Rooms?
it's Rooms. Yeah, that's
And this is all mono, right?
yeah, Death by
Yeah,
Audio. Yeah,
Whirly.
that's what that is. Yeah.
Is the Mellotron mono too?
You know, actually, right now, yeah, I just have them coming out mono. Sometimes I'll do the stereo thing because you can, you know, you can pan between two sounds, you know, in the Mellotron.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we just do the mono.
So cool, man. And then you got a big old husky right under it.
Yeah, man.
I didn't even notice that.
There's not a lot of closet space in this old house, so
That's
you know,
so
the Husky's
funny.
kind of our like pedal, headphone storage, you know, all that kind of stuff. For the most part, everything's out, ready to go. Go-to guitars, the old precision bass. This is a pretty fun little. This is a BX. Is it the 10? Spring reverb.
Oh, cool.
And that's always usually on a hardware insert in Pro Tools. So we got a nice real reverb. And we chose that spot because I guess the fireplace was the only place in the room that was stable enough to support it without having to just...
Oh, because it's so heavy.
And plus, you know how when you shake a amp, it gets that...
Oh, yeah,
it's
it
like,
rattles.
you know, exactly. So you're just walking around in the control room and it would get that... So the reverb lives on the... you know, what I guess there's probably cement under there. You know, got a little B rig over here that I pipe into Pro Tools in case I want to like hop on, you know, Ableton, you know, do programming stuff. I can pipe that right into Pro Tools. If I'm arranging strings or something, I'll open up Logic, you know, and do that in Logic.
So you got that's a separate computer?
That's a separate computer, yeah. Yeah, I can actually, it can be, that can also be the Pro Tools computer. I can kind of like switch the screens, you know, and keyboard, and like if I want to just get a different perspective and sit over there and listen on the KRKs, I'll do that. But yeah, a nice little B-rig. I got the aux going into the little B-rig, so a lot of times I'll play guitar into Ableton, and I love using that looper thing in there,
Yeah.
and getting some weird stuff, reverse guitar and things like that.
Heck yeah, man. Well, congratulations. This place is super cool.
Thanks, man.
I've really enjoyed listening to the record. What's the name of it and how can people find it?
Yeah, so it's Dex Green. The record's called Imaginary War, and that's on all the streaming platforms. I don't have vinyl. I may make some up at some point, but
Yeah.
it's out there on your Spotify's and Apple Music. Yeah.
Cool. Appreciate you having us, and you know, enjoy making some records.
Thanks, Andrew. I really appreciate you coming to see us.